special stuff here to me, but this one's quite classic, right? I'll tell you a little pre-story. When I was in Australia in 2000, 2001, something like that, acoustic guitar, I thought it was the one over there. This one of those two, this one. But it might not have been. It might have been a different one. Now I'm getting confused because I seem to have 3 acoustics. Anyway, when I was there, I was going to travel on and move on. And I didn't want to take the guitar with me because I was going back through Asia. I was going to get dodgy, probably going to get broken. And it was getting cumbersome. So I thought I'd send it home. So I went to the post office. I thought, I'm going to send this guitar home. I had a box, and I said, which I got from a music shop. And I said to them, can you send this back where I came from, please? And they said, yeah, sure. Where is it? So I handed it over in the box. And this is what they did to it. They covered it in all these Australian stamps. What are they? 40 cents each. 40 cents, 40 cents. This was in Perth, when I lived in Perth in Australia. And there's the paperwork that went with it. And for those of you who know Perth, and I know at least one of you does, this is where I lived. Flat 1, 241 Cambridge Street, Wembley, 6014 Perth. I gotta be honest, I don't live in there. I must have lived there relatively short space of time, because unless Subiaco is in Wembley, which I don't think it is, because I lived in Subiaco, I actually can't remember living in Wembley. I did spend a couple of nights in a different place in Perth, so that maybe that was it. And the place we stayed, the guy had a room at the back. It was a bungalow, and the guy had a room, and behind all this tinfoil. And we stuck my head in this door behind this tinfoil, and yeah, sure enough, it was a grow. He was growing plants in a special room, in the back room of his house, somewhere in Perth. So needless to say, we only had about 2 or 3 nights there, I think. It felt a little bit uncomfortable, to be honest. Didn't know what was going on. Could have been any kind of place. But we had a bed for night for the few nights, and then I found that place in Subiaco, which I loved. But yeah, everybody who ever sees is pretty amazed by the sheer number of stamps on the thing, because it is pretty incredible. There you go. So I got back into the corner, and I've got into these boxes. So we've got boxes here, photos, 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 motorbike stuff, motorbike helmet, cheap old one, but a good backup, more photo stuff. And does anybody recognize these? Does anybody know what these are? Well, if you're probably under the age of 40, you wouldn't have a clue, but there you go. A whole box of unused slides. I'll let you photographer types try and figure out what they are. If you're digital kids, you ought to do this back in the day if you wanted decent quality, and then you could put them in machines and what have you. But let's have a little look. Let's pick one out at random here. Box of photos. Thailand, India, Cambodia. Where should we do the... What's that? Bilbao? Bilbao. Let's go for... What have we got up here? Nepal. What do you want to see, guys? Tell me. Australia. Let's have a quick shufty through Oz. A very quick shufty. Who is this guy? Okay, don't remember him. Ah, right. There's me and Thomas, Bumacol, Damo. Damo there, this guy, he went on, if you can see him, to start a company called Fuel Exhausts that still runs out of the Lake District, I think. This was me at the Gay Mardi Gras in Sydney. Oh, that's fun, isn't it? 3 in a bed. Yeah, well, they were good times, you know. Oh, this is Stewie on his land in Bury, and that was his mate. What was his name? His workmate. So me and Stewie, he bought this patch of land down in Bury in New South Wales, and he was going to build a house on it. But until he built a house, he had to sleep in a caravan and a tent. What a guy! What a guy! And this was my job in Sydney. There's Bad Bob, me and him playing our guitars. Somewhere up in the north. There's the Harbour Bridge. Yeah, good times. So that was Oz. Really good times. Well, there's more here. It's stuck. That's Australia Day. I happen to be up a tower. That's where I lived. In that flat there. There's a couple of the flatmates out on the balcony. Oh, look at this. Right, you might not believe this, but this guy here, probably won't recognise him, but I had a chat with him. What a lovely guy. One of my heroes. That is Mark Evans. Who's Mark Evans? Of ADC. He was the original, or one of the first bass players in AC/DC. And I had a chat with him, and this was his little 3-piece band he had in a pub in the back streets in Sydney somewhere. What a top guy. He bought me a drink and everything. And they were rocking this place. It was awesome. And there's Mark Evans from AC/DC. Top bloke. There you go. Me and Wayne. We're in the Blue Mountains. Me, Wayne, and Damo at the Blue Mountains. Damo again of Fuel Exhaust. So there you go. There's a little highlight of things in Oz. Let's just have a quick shufty through India. That was Bali. That was some crazy dude on the rocks in Bali. That was on a boat in Bali going to Lombok, from Lombok rather. That's the famous boat building village. Oh man, good times, really good times. Anyway, you can't beat real photographs, that's all I'm saying. As I say, these will live on forever when, you know, all your digital stuff is actually fallen to bits and no longer exists. And they'll still be going. So I'll just pop these back. Right, well, I'm deep in the thick of it still here, sifting between photos of, well, I'm not going through the photos, they can just stay. Cambodia, Vietnam, India to, yeah, Indonesia 99. Should be some awesome stuff in here actually. Yeah, I thought so. Look at that. That is me inside a live volcano. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I was a lunatic. Yeah, good times anyway. I could enjoy going through all these. There's that very guitar case on my back. And there's the lunar landscape of, not Kilimutu, what's it called? Over on Java, on the east side of Java somewhere. Incredible place. Will blow your mind. One of the most amazing places I've ever been in the world, that. Right. I could bore you all to death with my photos of around the world, but I'll leave it at that. And yeah, at the moment, let's turn this around. I am in the middle of these boxes, trying to sort that, separate it from that, and sort through that. Wish me luck.